Against the Odds is a modified version of Snakes and Ladders, used to help students gain an understanding for the disadvantage that other groups face in life and in the education system. This is done by giving one team a significant advantage over the other to represent how this occurs in real life and to help students gain a degree of understanding of how this occurs. To play this game, you will need a game board, a dice, game pieces, and question cards.
Teams start on square one and roll the dice to advance. The aim of the game is to get to the last square.
If I am the red team and I reach the bottom of the ladder, I will pick up a question card, turn it over, and I answer the question. If I get it right, I'll move forward up the ladder. If I get it wrong, I will stay put. This is a disadvantage to the blue team, and the ladders are irrelevant to them.
As a blue player lands on the head of a snake, they must grab the question card, answer the question, and if they answer correctly, they stay where they are. If they answer incorrectly, they go down the snake. A red team member, however, does not have to do anything with the snake. The snakes are irrelevant, which poses an advantage for them because they don't lose squares on the board.
If I go forward and hit a gold star, I will then have to pick up a fact card and read out the fact under it about Aboriginal history. And if I'm a red player, I will advance 2 squares. If I'm a blue player, I will go back 2 squares. This version of the game includes questions and facts for the history KLA area. This can be easily adapted to suit other KLAs by simply changing them to suit the curriculum content to the teacher's discretion. It can also be adapted to suit other social justice issues by highlighting different power imbalances in society.
Against All Odds highlights that Western education fails to provide fair and equitable access to learning for Indigenous students across the globe, creating a division of advantage between them and non-Indigenous students. Comparing current evidence within Australia's education system shows Australia has a poor provider for equitable education, thus increasing the performance gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous students. The divide in the education system perpetuates low enrolment, retention rates, performance and low literacy levels in Indigenous students. This has been attributed to the systematic ideology that throughout the history of Western society, colonisation has tried to remove their culture, traditions and practices and focused on assimilation of Indigenous people into their own discourse and thinking and learning.
After playing the game, the teacher will ask the students to participate in a class discussion to ask questions to gain their reaction and promote a response to the game. Did you enjoy the game? Did you think the game was fair? Did you want to complete the game? And how could you improve the game? This will enable students to achieve a critical consciousness of Indigenous Australians and also critiques the dominant discourse of white Australia in society. It also raises an understanding of the issues Indigenous Australians face and the types of racism in Australian education. It also challenges the white privilege and the social construct of invisible whiteness, and it also provokes a discussion in stereotyping individuals. It also promotes a acceptance and diversity in the classroom and in society, challenges understanding of assimilation and multiculturalism, and promotes reflection on cultural and institutional racism.
Post-colonialism leads to white privilege which empowers colonists at the detriment of Indigenous Australians. Their power linked to knowledge, therefore media and education, causes suffering for those less privileged. From a functionalist perspective, until Indigenous Australians improve their skills, they will be unable to compete with other groups. This can be seen as wrong, as Western education does not provide an equitable platform for the Indigenous students to learn, therefore disadvantaging them within the system.